Hello, my name is Bernadette Jackson, and this is my integrated thematic unit on bears. And my unit concept is that students will learn all about bears, how they look, what they eat, when and why they hibernate, their sizes, and different types of bears. Some of the instructional activities would be um, to introduce the lesson topic with read aloud book about bears. Students will color a picture of a bear. They will write simple sentences pertaining to bears. Students will measure bears using gummy bears. Students will interpret information on bears. Students will compare and contrast bears, and we will students will make a brown bear book, and they will also share their findings with the class. Some of the literature books associated with bears would be Corduroy, Brown Bear, What Do You See? Goldilocks and the Three Bears, Polar Bear, What Do You Hear? Sleepy Bear, A Teddy Bear's Picnic, When a Bear Bakes a Cake, and Bears, and More Bears. And the teaks would be fall under the coloring would be, and the drawing would be under art 117.5B and 1.2 for the create the art. Reading and literacy response 10 A and B and 11B, and reading and literary 1.114B. My first lesson is um, I did Brown Bear, What Do You See? Is a picture book. The purpose, the students will learn about bears. Students should be capable of identifying nouns and verbs in the picture book. Teach 6A, 6 reading vocabulary development. Students will have the knowledge of new vocabulary and apply it when reading and writing. And student expectations are A, identify words that name actions, verbs, and words that name persons, places, or things, which are nouns. Students will use their knowledge to identify nouns and verbs within the text. That's the objective of this lesson plan. And for the materials, we will use word cards, pictures of animals, the Brown Bear, What Do You See book, a pocket chart, center strips, and pencils for writing. And my set focus is to begin the lesson. I will explain that, what verbs and nouns are. And verbs are words that show action. Nouns are words that name a person, place, or thing. And as we begin to recognize verbs and nouns, students will attempt to write simple sentences such as I see a red bird, or I see a yellow duck, or I see a green frog. And once they do that, then they will be able to share their work with everyone. And um, the conclusion of the lesson plan would be we will review what we have learned about verbs and nouns in the text, and I will ask the students to identify what they have learned from the text. And then the assessment would be, did my students master recognizing verbs and nouns in text? And by the end of the week, they should be able to recognize the verbs and the nouns. And some enrichment activities would be students will, rewrite the simple sentences on the sentence strips about the bears and um, identify both of the nouns and verbs that they see within sentences. Okay, my second lesson plan would be I'm doing another picture book, read aloud, Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Um, Students will listen to a fun story about a little girl and three bears. Um, it covers Teaks 10, reading literacy, the student responds to various texts. Listen to this. A. Listen to stories being read aloud. B. Participate actively. Join in, read along, react when predictable and pattern selections, or read aloud. 11, reading text structures, literacy concepts. The student recognizes characteristics of various types of text. The student is expected to be understand simple story structure. The objective of this lesson will be the students will be able to be concrete and be able to find patterns in a story and be able to identify events that occur in the beginning of the story, the middle of the story, and the end of the story. And to do this, we will use the Goldilocks and the Three Bears book. We will use white drawing paper. We use crayons, pencils, um, and as the I would read the book to the class, and as we would discuss the events as they happen, like what happened in the beginning of the story, what happened in the middle of the story, what happened during the ending of the story, and try to list those in the events in categories and events the way it happened. And I would have I would have a poster board and show, this is what happened in the beginning, this is what happened in the middle, this is what happened in the end. And then I would ask my students to draw what they think happened in the beginning, what they think happened in the middle of the story, and what they think happened in the end of the story. And once they're done, we would actually share our work with our class to see, let everybody tell their versions of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. And the assessment would be, to making sure that the students can identify um, in a story things that are happening in the beginning, the middle, and the end. Okay. And my lesson plan number 3 was it's a picture book discussion, and it's called A Pocket for Corduroy. And the purpose of this story, students will learn about a cute little bear named Corduroy who travels to the laundromat with his friend Lisa to search for his lost pockets. And it covers TEKS 1 and 14B. Students will understand simple story structure. An objective of this lesson plan is students will identify how to build and create their own letter with a clear understanding. Write their own notice for their lost bear with little or no mistakes. Check to make sure everything is being done correctly. For this exercise, the materials needed, we would use like large colorful index cards, pencils, markers, crayons, thumbtacks, tape, and bulletin board. The focus of the lesson would be we would find out why, who is Lisa looking for, and what is Corduroy looking for, and then I would let them team up together with a buddy and have them discuss discuss the story after listening to the story, and have them write on their note cards, or what they think may write a letter to their bear. And we would talk about what announcements and informal letters are, and once they understand the concepts, then I would have them draw a picture that will go along with the description of their version of the bear, and then students will share their findings with the whole class. And and the assessment of this, students will understand the concept of creating their own letters with little or no mistakes, writing their own personal letters, whether it's to their bear or their moms or dads or sisters or brother, just to make sure they understand about writing letters, little personal letters. Well, that is the end of my
class
thematic unit on bears. And thanks for watching. Thank you.